I gotta leave you with this board fest for a couple minutes. Be right back, guys. Yeah, sorry about that. My score dropped to a 7 out of 10. Yep. It's definitely going down. Alright. What do we got here?
There's no need to bother anyone yet.
Alright, so we need to code. Alright. So let me guess. We gotta go back and talk to the guy at the desk to get this code. Right? Because why not? It's literally just like the damn laundry scene. Where you just upstairs, downstairs, upstairs, downstairs, upstairs, downstairs. This one's in and out of the door, in and out of the door, in and out of the door. Same fucking shit.
Listen, the vault in my office. Do you have the code for it?
Possibly, yes. I would have to take a look in the reports.
Please do so, all right?
Detective Lockley, your predecessor, was a bit messy.
That doesn't surprise me.
I have no note from him, but the original combination was 88834. He might have set the original combination again before he left.
I'll try it. Thank you.
Now, see, if I was developing this game, I would have made the office a little interesting by making the vault combination somewhere in the office, like picking up the papers, going through, finding some kind of like hint or something, or a code, or anything. Why do I have to come back out to this guy to get a code? Where he's had a month to prep the office for this guy. He even said that. And he's made no effort to do anything. Like all this shit should have been handled like a month ago, according to the guy. It's just...
Constable, get me an attendant, please.
Fucking
I'll need him the
lazy.
whole day.
Sergeant Carter will go with you, sir. I will send him to the gate.
Excellent. Thank you.
I honestly feel that the laundry segment and this segment were probably like either done, you know, first in development, or they decided the game wasn't long enough and they put these shitty ass segments in to extend the game, the life of the game a little bit. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like to me. Because they're fucking awful. Like, I didn't mind the pub and the cemetery and stuff. Those... It's fine. But these are just... boring as shit. Like, I thought this was going to be a puzzle to unlock the safe. Nah. So I keep going back and forth to talk to retard. Like, whatever. I mean, how stupid is this? Wow, that was really hard, dude. It's like they thought of putting a puzzle in the game, but you know what? Later on, said, fuck it. Let's not do that. We'll just, we'll just open it. Why ask the player to use their brain? Oh, man.
A beautiful piece of manual work. So let's have a look inside.
What's the payoff for all this boring content?
What a surprise. As a boy, I played with a magnifying glass. All it needed was the proper angle and sunlight. The standard size. It may come in handy in the field. Smooth as a horse's mane. Ideal for dust and filth.
So we basically got our detective kit. That's basically what we got. Because this guy showed up for the job with absolutely nothing to use. God forbid that shit was in the vault, dude, or you wouldn't have nothing to check for fingerprints and, you know, whatever. Oh my god, dude. Alright. What is this? We look at this? We can. St. Patrick's Church. So instead of writing the conversation down that the person had on the phone, I just Draws a picture of a church. Nice job. Because me as the player, that's going to give me a lot of information on, like, if I kind of forgot, like, why are we going to the church? Oh yeah, because there's a picture of a church here. No, it'd be nice if there was information here, like, later on. I forget, what did the guy say? And then I open up his notes and there'd be something there from the, you know, what was discussed on the phone. No, it's just a picture of a fucking church. Fill in the blanks yourself. So fucking lazy. Alright. So now what? Can I leave this place now? Tell me I gotta talk to this guy again for anything. I don't think so. No, we don't. Alright, let's just get the fuck out of here. If we ever have to go back in...
If I don't find them within the next 5 minutes...
Oh, or help hand. That's what it is. I was like, what the fuck's he talking about?
Detective Sergeant Briscol, sir?
Yes, and you are?
Sergeant Carter at your command, sir.
Relax, Sergeant. Do you know where St. Patrick's Church is?
Yes?
Ah, good. You can tell me more about it on the way.
And, why are you, particularly interested in the church, sir?
We'll see when we get there.
Rightio, follow me, sir.
Or you could just tell him we got a phone call asking us to go there.
Here we are, sir. The church is right behind the gate.
You found it quickly. Good job.
Thank you, sir. If you don't need me anymore, sir, I will return to the station.
No, I need you to be at my disposal the whole day.
Oh, as you wish.
I'll talk to the vicar. Wait here.
Jesus Christ. Ring the damn bell. We know he enjoys the bell.
I don't think it's necessary when the gate is open.
Just fucking ring it.
I'll manage without that.
You fuck off. Alright.
Father Mulcahy.
Yes? Who are you?
Alright.
I'm Detective Sergeant Briscol.
You are with the police, but I explicitly requested Inspector Lockley.
Never mind.
I'm sorry, but he
Never mind.
retired recently. I am his successor.
I guess it's the guy we talked to on the phone.
Ah, well, I suppose it cannot be helped.
How can I help?
This is a rather sensitive matter. Do you have a warrant card?
It's a bit awkward, but this is my first day on duty. I haven't sorted all the formalities yet.
How can I be sure you are not a journalist?
You know, there is Sergeant Carter, my attendant, guarding the main gate. I can call him in if it satisfies you.
That will not be necessary, Detective. I will trust you under such circumstances. Let your attendant keep guarding, and would you please follow me?
You called me on the phone. Like, how do you not know who the fuck I am? Jesus Christ. Show up here fucking unannounced because I'm a journalist? Like, you called me to come here, asshole.
Doesn't seem like someone would loot this place. The attack was aimed only at one particular tomb, that's obvious. Most of them are well cared for. Surely many people come here every day. This is it? A single broken door?
Of course. What did you expect? This is where the gentry are laid to rest, Detective. Some of these tombs have been standing here for hundreds of years. Such an event can seriously damage the reputation of our church.
I apologize. When did you notice it?
So call a carpenter, have him
This
repair the
morning.
door.
I was looking for Mr. Talbot, the gravedigger. He likes to drink from time to time, and then he usually falls asleep among the graves, which reminds me I still have to find him. I was searching his favorite places when I found this desecration.
All right, it
guess
would
I'm
be
gonna have to find
better
him,
if you
huh?
could bring him here. He might know something more. I'll take a look inside in the meanwhile.
Please, Detective, you cannot do that.
Do I need permission?
No, but I cannot allow such a sacrilege. Please give me your word.
I'm sorry, but I cannot.
I'm going to look for Mr. Talbot now, and I will pray you do not make any errors, Detective.
It's obvious he cares about the church. Or is there something else? We'll see.
I can't wait to see what he put into his book. There's a picture of the fucking tomb instead of actual notes. Let's see.
There'll be more in that than just a broken door.
You write anything down. So that's just a bullshit animation, right?
I wonder whether it was meant as a gift.
Go
For
in.
now, I'll respect the priest's wish, and I won't go in.
What? It's a crime scene. You're allowed to go in. Well, could be a crime scene.
They must have used great strength to force the door. Maybe they weren't interested in the tomb itself. Maybe they
Really?
just
You
wanted to
think
get in.
so? Wow. I never would have guessed they used a lot of force to break the fucking door. Captain Obvious.
I won't get inside without the key, and so far I do not plan to. Interesting. The tomb right next to this one is undamaged.
Why is that interesting? Curious.
So far, everything is quiet. I can't see anything suspect.
Fucking nothing to do here. Oh. Of course, I'm having cursor problems again. Right. Can you please leave? Let's go that way. Can't do anything else. Oh, again. So what am I supposed to be doing?
I can't see anything suspicious. If someone wanted to damage the cemetery, they wouldn't need to go so far. The attack was aimed at a specific tomb, no doubt about that. Some of them are 300 years old. Fascinating.
It's fascinating, Chad.
I have no business there.
Why not?
I have no reason to go in yet.
Okay. Well, I literally can't do anything else. There's nothing to click on. Nothing in this scene. We clicked on everything in the previous scene. Near the tomb.
I hope Father Mulcahy will understand I really need to enter.
Didn't you just say, oh, I'm not going to go in there because I'm going to honor his wishes or whatever the fuck? And now all of a sudden he's going in? Because I guess because I looked at the wood?
Glance. I thought someone had robbed the place. At least that would explain the forced door.
Detective Briscol! You must see this, Detective Briscol! Ah, there you are. Something terrible has happened. You have to see.
Calm down and tell me what is going on.
I can't. I'll show you. Please just follow me. Quickly.
I guess Talbot is dead.
Look at this. Such a disaster.
Do you know who he was?
It's got to be the gravedigger.
Mr. Talbot, the gravedigger.
How many people are there in your staff?
Only the two of us were left. Dear Lord, what shall I do now?
Hire more people?
Did you move the body?
No, I ran to you immediately.
Father Mulcahy, I have to ask you to leave the crime scene. This is nothing for your eyes.
You are right. It would be better.
Yeah, I need you to leave so I can
imagine how difficult it must be for
doctor
you,
to see.
Please, stay somewhere nearby.
I will be at your disposal, Detective. You know, although he was not a particularly
You're a
humble
suspect.
servant, he did
Till
not deserve
further
such an
noticed.
end. God bless his soul.
I hope Carter's still at the
God
gate.
bless his soul, yeah, because
Nobody
he was a
must
real
see
nice
this.
guy. Oh yeah, update the journal, okay.
If I'd found him in the forest, I would think he had been torn up by bears. But here... I've already seen several cutthroats, but none of them looked quite so repulsive. Father Mulcahy was right. Mr. Talbot was fond of drinking. But it has nothing to do with his death. He has nothing else with him.
What did he write down this time? Should have known better. Great detective work. Where's Sherlock Holmes when you need him? Okay, nothing. Is that the only marker now? Yeah, is the close. Nothing? Alright. Alright.
In my opinion, Mr. Talbot was a misfit. Normal alcohol didn't affect him, so he drank some foul, stinking spirit.
Now, technically, us taking the lighter from the dead body is like screwing with the crime scene. You know, just thought I'd point that out. Because nothing's been analyzed yet. Let's burn them. Nope. Nope. Wrong button. Shit.
Except the usual occupiers, no other corpses. Pretty comforting discovery.
So we gotta go tell the other idiot.
I'm not going to touch it. I might destroy possible leads. Being in the murderer's shoes, I would go and wash myself. He might have left some evidence there.
Okay. Nope.
The murderer must have been covered in blood, but I can't see any solid evidence. He certainly didn't touch the pump.
Cursor. God damn it. Okay.
Another corpse. How many more will there be?
Damn, dog's dead.
A broken spine. Someone jumped on him from a great height. He must have died very slowly.
So obviously, whoever the other two guys were running away from killed these two, the gravedigger and the dog. I mean, that's obvious. Oh, so what do you do? Sketch the dog now? You know he did. No notes, no nothing. Just sketch the dog. Yeah.
It has something in its teeth. I can't pull it out.
That's what she said. Or he said. Tweezers?
An interesting catch. I'll make some notes.
Well, at least we... Oh, by the way, we obviously didn't kill the dog since it's over here. We knocked the dog out with the gas. Good to know. Alright, what else is in here?
I don't want to get my clothes dirty.
That's great. Supposed to look at it, not climb it. Idiot.
If it hadn't been here, it would have been much more difficult to climb up the wall.
You think? Check for footprints. Fuck, dude. Moron.
The ground is too hard. There are no footprints. Pity. I can't see any signs of a struggle. That is strange. Sometimes even the slightest detail can be important, but I can't see anything. One doesn't have to be a great sportsman to climb up that. No traces of blood. Pity. I was hoping the murderer had injured himself, but it doesn't look like it.
Like, even though...
blood, no hair, no pieces of skin, nothing.
Even though
Somebody killed the dog with their bare hands and didn't break a sweat.
Even though this is a little slow, I like the investigation stuff. Piece of cloth. Like, this to me is kind of neat.
I'll have enough time to examine it later.
Why not examine it now? Head up. That's gotta be it. Alright, let's go back. Yeah, it's just... So far, it's legitimately 2 segments of this game that the developer should have just cut out. The laundry segment and that crap inside the police station. Everything else so far has been kind of interesting. I mean, the dialogue is awful, but in a fun way. So far, his dialogue hasn't been too bad. But the other guy's lines are pretty awful. But at least we got some humor out of it. And again, I like the look of the cemetery. I think they did a nice job with this. The art is really good. At least I think so. The only thing I wish, before we talk to him, is like most of the other games, when you interact in the dialogue sequences, yeah, you get the dialogue trees at the bottom. It would be nice if you just seen their faces on the screen and make it more personal instead of just from like 100 feet away with them talking. You know what I mean? Like that would have been just having portraits or something while the the characters are talking would have been nice. So I feel that's lacking here. How old is this game? 2010. It's 14 years old. Alright, hold on. Before we talk to him. So the dog obviously ripped a piece of clothing off somebody, right? It's definitely not his. But... sake of investigation, just do anything?
The fabric doesn't match the gravedigger's clothes. The dog definitely fought with someone else.
That's what I just said. Alright. But you still won't actually look at it?
I'll have enough time to...
I guess we'll have to take that to forensics. Alright. Where you going, bro? Yeah. Good point, Angel. I forgot. Yeah, you know on the overlay, like down below where it has the big picture of the game, and just to the left of it, it has the release year, the platform, and who picked it? That's why that stuff's there, AK. Pretty good, Angel. I completely overlooked that. Granted, I'm playing the game, so. So you didn't off the dog since the fault was... Yeah, which I mentioned earlier. Like, the fact the dog is dead over there immediately tells me that the dog was knocked out at the fence, and he must have got back up, and after the other 2 guys got out of the cemetery, someone else ran through, killed the gravedigger, and then eventually killed the dog who was probably chasing him. You know what I mean? So that's more than likely what happened. I don't know how the crypt got opened. I don't know if that was Brian's character that may have done it, or whoever came in here and killed them too also broke into the tomb. But I don't, or the crypt. I don't understand why that would have happened. So I'm wondering if it was Brian that broke into the crypt. I don't know. I guess we'll find that out. Alright, let's talk to the retard. Ask him where he was last night.
I have to ask you, where were you last night?
We buried Sir William last night. It was the family's wish that he was buried in secret, so the funeral was after sunset. It is strange you do not know
Brian
that.
did it. Did what?
The police supervised the whole ceremony. After the funeral, I went to bed and fell into a deep sleep.
So you didn't hear or see
the
anything
dog.
suspicious?
No, otherwise I would have investigated.
I think that sounds credible. Why did you explicitly want Inspector Lockley to come?
A strange question. Don't you know what he devoted himself to?
I've not had the pleasure of meeting him.
The inspector investigated most of those cases nobody else wanted to work on, including all accusations against Sir William. We have talked to each other several times.
Was he interested in anything in particular?
Once or twice he wanted to enter Lewis's tomb, but he never obtained the permission. Then I think he found a better hobby than hunting ghosts in graveyards. I have not seen him for weeks now.
So, the police participated in the funeral as well. I was just on my way to Plymouth. I'd be grateful for any information.
Not directly. They only had to look out for troublemakers that might possibly try to disrupt the ceremony. Sir William was very unpopular thanks to the rumors.
And were there any troubles?
It depends. The police made several raids on the local disreputable public houses, in the hope that it would divert attention from the graveyard. It seemed to have worked, but this morning, alas, I found the damaged tomb. It is a terrible tragedy.
Terrible.
I took a walk around the graveyard. It's a pretty big area. How do you manage to look after it?
It was Mr. Talbot's responsibility. He received an extra payment for that.
Did you allow him to have a dog with him?
Oh yes, I totally forgot about it. I will have to take care of the dog.
I'm afraid it won't be necessary. The animal is dead too.
I simply cannot understand this. Mr. Talbot trained dogs very well. Nobody was better
Starved them
at
to
training dogs than
death,
him.
so they turned into killers.
I suppose the dog tried to protect its master, and it kept attacking the murderer until the last breath. I also suppose the murderer fled over the top of the wall in the back part of the graveyard, where it's no problem to climb up. That's why the gravedigger's dog was killed in a different place to its master.
But tell me, Detective, who could have done such a thing?
I'll tell you that as soon as we find him.
Alright. So I guess now we can go enter the tomb. Right? See if we can go in the crypt. Quickly. Quickly now, quickly. Extinguished wick. Alright, that's self-explanatory now. Why we got the lighter.
Better to be safe than sorry. I poured everything out.
Hmm? What?
One spark, and it would ignite.
What? Why didn't you light it with the lighter? Why did you pour the fucking
One
fluid?
spark, and it would ignite.
God, dude. Ignite this! I hate when games have these dark areas. I didn't like it in Fate of Atlantis twice.
Why would they put an empty coffin here? Maybe I just don't understand local customs. Strange. It's as if it was
So
still
how?
waiting for its owner.
So I'm expected to believe he just drew a coffin in his book in the pitch black. Right.
There'll be more in that than just a broken door. The piece of cloth doesn't match the gravedigger's clothes, so he wasn't killed by his own dog. Quite the contrary. He defended his master, and just before he was killed, he bit the murderer. It could prove to be important information later.
Okay. Well, I understand this is a video game, but if you're going to tell me that the dog bit the intruder, that means if he bit the intruder, DNA would be in his teeth. Blood, skin, hair, something.
I can't understand
Right?
what might have mangled him like that. And I think he was drunk, so he couldn't put up any resistance. I'll know more after the post-mortem.
We did get the piece of cloth out of his mouth, but, you know.
Strange. I've never seen an empty coffin in a tomb before. Father Mulcahy might know more about that.
Alright, so I gather they get colored in when it's, the evidence is, I guess, you know, completed, I guess. Because he's colored in, he wasn't originally. So there's more to this body. Alright. That's how I'm interpreting that. So how are we supposed to light this? How are we supposed to light that? Seeming like we're gonna need some sort of like tinder box or something. Got something I can light the tomb with, bro?
The damaged tomb. Does it belong to a significant family?
Significant? Not significant. Rather cursed.
Excuse me. What do you mean?
Exactly what I am saying. The Lewis family, one of the oldest families in the whole town, was once highly respected. But when Sir William was born, the last heir, it seemed God turned away from them. And if not God, the townspeople certainly did. Nobody could bear to look at his lifeless face. Even yesterday, at the funeral, the coffin was kept closed during the whole ceremony. The night's events are the punishment for our weakness. That's simply the way it is.
Wait a minute. I need to make this clear. The damaged tomb belongs to the deceased's family. The one whose funeral was held just yesterday.
Precisely. We placed Sir William Lewis's lifeless body in his tomb in the dead of night. And this
Body in
morning,
there
that
now.
same tomb was desecrated.
Father Mulcahy, can you be discreet?
I am a priest.
I was inside the tomb, despite your request not to.
Why are you telling this to me? You will confess to God, not to me.
The coffin is empty.
What? It's not possible.
Please, stay calm.
Dear Lord, but that would surely mean... Are you sure? You opened the coffin?
It was open when I stepped in.
But what shall we do now?
For now, keep it to yourself.
You can count on that. Do you realize what a scandal this is?
Leave it to us. We will solve it. It's becoming pretty complicated. I have to find out as much about the deceased as I can.
Okay. Why did it show him writing something when he didn't write anything? It's the second time it's done that. I can't turn pages.
Strange. I've never seen an empty coffin in a tomb before. Father Mulcahy might...
Yeah, we know. Cursor, please. Alright. Let's go out and I guess talk to this retard. Anything going on out here, buddy?
Sergeant, I'll need your help. I want you to prevent anybody from entering the graveyard.
Of course, sir.
We have a murder here. I don't want anybody to be blundering around.
Wouldn't it be better if I ran to the station, sir?
No, it would not. You will not move an inch from the gate.
Excuse me, sir, but I think...
You personally guarantee that nobody will get to the cemetery. Do you understand?
As you wish, sir. You are the detective, sir.
The best thing I can do is report the incident myself, and the sooner the better. At least I can try out the office telephone.
Matches.
Do you have any matches?
Of course, sir. Do you smoke?
No. Sometimes I just need to shine light on something.
I have a cigarette from time to time, sir, but it's hard on the pocket.
Oh, just give me a
Here you are,
cigarette.
sir.
There it is, matches, please.
Thank you.
I don't need a life story. Okay. Alright.
We have work to do, Sergeant. Someone has broken into a nobleman's family tomb.
Oh, unbelievable. What are people capable of today?
Tell me, has something similar happened before?
I don't know about anything like that, sir. Try asking the local vicar.
Yes, I was going to do that.
Shall I go to the office, sir?
Why? Do you think we'll need help?
Well, I think we might.
I'll manage, don't worry. How long have you been working as a police officer?
Only 2 years, sir, but the time passes pretty fast.
Yes, I've already noticed one never gets bored in here.
Well, sometimes it is exciting. The harbour attracts various shady fellows who like to cause trouble. You're probably used to more peaceful places, aren't you, sir?
That's true. I served in the countryside for 3 years.
Really, sir? I'd bite your hand off for that job, sir. Nobody could ever get me back to Plymouth. Why did you leave, sir?
I'm sorry, but I'd rather keep some details for myself. At least for now.
Is this the cop from the intro cutscene? I mean, I have no idea if it is or it isn't, but because they pretty much falsely accused Tim, is that his name? At the beginning of the game, but I don't know who that cop was. This is probably just a nobody, but it says Sergeant Carter, so I don't know. All right, anyway, we got matches, so let's go back. Go to the tomb. Because all he wants to do is leave. That's why I'm curious if he's a dirty cop. Pretending to be stupid and ill aware. Yeah, at the very beginning, yeah, the opening cutscene. Reflective object in a crack? What?
I can't grasp it properly. The crevice is too narrow.
Alright, tweezers. I don't even know what his name was, so...
Well, I expected a coin. This won't be of any substantial value. I'm no expert, but it cannot be recognized by the naked eye.
Probably a fake gem.
No scratches, a perfect cut, and a very specific refraction of light. It takes my breath away. This must be a real diamond.
Any fingerprints on it? No.
Odd. The tomb seems to be for male family members only. But none of them lived to reach the age of 40. Now, this is better. The oldest deceased was Abraham Lewis, died at the age of 38.
It's real young.
I don't understand why anybody would steal a dead body. Stealing a corpse? What kind of a monster would do something like that?
Unless the body got up and left on its own. Like, maybe he turned into a zombie? Said the family's cursed, right? The father. Alright. Well, that's true, I don't know. Alright, get over there. Need to talk to him at all again? No.
An empty coffin and murdered gravedigger with his throat torn out. There must be some logical explanation.
So the body is still not done yet. Let's go back on. I'm assuming that's what that's saying because the church is now colored in, right? Let's go back and look at the body again. Priest. Doesn't really look like much like it's raining in this, but in front of the tomb. Yeah, I know. I noticed that too. Probably for performance. There's nothing to do with the body. Nothing to click on. I'm not sure why he isn't colored in. Can I do something from here? No. No. Nope. 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 Burn them. Burn them so like in Evil Within you won't get back up and do anything. And Resident Evil 2 actually. Was that Resident Evil 3? You had to burn them? Burn the bodies or something? No, 1. Resident Evil 1. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's see if there's anything going on here. So we head back to the station, I guess? I don't...
Once it'll be necessary to search the sewers, Sergeant Carter will finally be useful.
Send them down there then. Fuck it.
What's this? I almost overlooked it. An interesting catch. I'll make some notes.
Yeah. Notes that don't... Unless there's another key to look at the other... To actually look at notes. I don't know, but... We don't actually see him writing anything. Oh, he added this. Unknown smoker. Where does that come from? Oh, maybe based on what he just picked up, maybe? Hold on. Wrong button. What is it? Cigarette butt. Okay. Look at it.
Someone threw it away the night Sir William's body disappeared. It must have been so. Otherwise, someone would already have picked it up.
What? You can't assume that. People throw cigarette butts on the ground all the time. Like, can't make that assumption. Uh-oh.
I wonder what an experienced smoker would think of it.
I don't know what he said. Game hung up for a second. Then he clicked the button as he
A hand-rolled cigarette. I don't really know much about it, but I don't think this is usual cigarette paper. I wonder what an experienced smoker would think of it.
So we're gonna have to go ask the other cop, probably. Since he had matches on him, right? Okay, can we get out of this, please? Alright, let's talk to him again. No, I'll talk to him. Talk to him. No.
Sergeant, You told me you smoke sometimes.
Yes, I'm partial to the odd smoke, sir.
How much would this kind of cigarette cost?
Oh, let me see. Well, hand-rolled, that's nothing unusual. It depends on the tobacco, you know. This one, for instance, smells very good. Why are you interested in it, sir?
I found it near the column. It might have belonged to someone who knows what happened here.
Really? How would you know that, sir?
Because I doubt it would go unnoticed all day. And what would a typical resident of this district do if they were passing by chance and saw it lying there on the footpath?
He would pick it up, sir. I see. So someone must have thrown it away tonight.
Exactly. And it is more than probable that the person who threw it away knows what happened here.
In that case, sir, I have such a theory, if it helps you, sir.
Go ahead.
No one rolls a cigarette in a hurry, sir. Maybe in a pub or while one is waiting for someone. I guess it would be the latter case. It takes time to prepare the whole thing, sir. It's something like a ritual of killing time, sir.
Not only time, Sergeant. Thank you for your remark. The mysterious smoker is slowly emerging. But if I really want to find him, I'll need more than one cigarette.
I guess they're trying to imply here that street cleaners clean these streets, like, hourly or something. Where that cigarette butt would have been picked up by, you know, by a street cleaner or whatever. Like, it's so far-fetched. In every, I mean, even back during this time, it's supposed to be, what, late 1800s? I'm sure people still walked around and threw cigarette butts on the street everywhere. That's like a huge reach. That makes no sense. But they wanted to, you know, I guess whoever wrote this wanted to throw in some little wrinkles here and there. But it doesn't make any logical sense. It would not be, no one would assume that that's a clue. It's too far-fetched. It's just a common, you know, a common occurrence. To even think about it.
I notice you are no stranger to the smoker's habits.
Well, I picked up a bit over the years, sir.
But are you also familiar with cigarette papers?
The cigarette won't let you rest, will it, sir?
I examined it under the magnifier, and it seems to me that the paper it is wrapped in is somewhat strange.
How do you know if you don't smoke a
I
cigarette?
might be wrong. That is why I'm asking you.
Can I see it, sir?
Certainly.
The detective wouldn't know that if he isn't a smoker. Wouldn't have a fucking clue.
It is unusual, you're right, sir. One has to pay for higher quality goods. But some people are content with anything what comes into their hands. Newspapers are popular, for instance. They say it tastes better, sir, but I prefer the usual soft paper. Sorry, I can't tell what this cigarette is made of, sir.
But obviously it's not newspaper.
Indeed, sir. Unroll it, sir. Maybe you'll find out more then.
Thank you for the advice, but that would destroy it. Maybe later.
As you think, sir.
He uses an unusual cigarette paper. I don't want to destroy the only evidence now, but I'll have to unwrap the cigarette later.
Okay, I have another problem. how's he assuming that this is a male suspect? Why can't it be female? It's a video game, I get it, but you know, just gotta call out the bullshit when you see it. Alright, let's go to the police station. Let's phone this shit in, I guess. But why would we be phone? I don't know why he needs to go back to the police station. Hey, what happened to the other? Oh, that's right, we're not. Yeah, on this character. So why do we have? Yeah, why do we have to go to the police station to phone something in when we're already at the police station? Like, wouldn't you just write up a report? Who the hell is he gonna call? Ghostbusters? Curious where this goes.
Detective Sergeant Briscol, put me through to Chief Inspector Powell, please. I see. And when will he return? It's urgent. All right, I'll call back later. Please tell him I called and that I'll be in the field now if he needs to talk to me. He'll know. Goodbye.
Why is there nobody talking on the other end of the phone? That's kind of stupid too.
He's not here, and he should be back in 2 hours, so what should I do now? I'm not going to waste my time. I'll search the neighborhood to try and find clues, and then we'll see.
Search the neighborhood? Just gonna talk to the idiot at the desk. I'm sure this guy has nothing to say, but who knows what all the backtracking, the monotonous backtracking, I should say, in this game. Nope. Report the murder.
I suppose the best thing I can do now is phone Chief Inspector Powell.
Just did. The fuck? What? Is there like a missing dialogue there or something? I don't. Fuck out of here. This police station pisses me off in this game. You can only literally go back to the cemetery again. Oh, he's gonna check the neighborhood. I don't know, just go double check the cemetery.
I'm just asking, nothing more.
And I am repeating that it is pointless. There is nothing to see in there.
Well, if there is nothing to see, why don't you allow me to go in?
I have to insist that you leave.
Oh, I perfectly understand. Who's your superior?
You can ask at the station.
Thank you very much for your helpfulness.
Any troubles, Carter?
Not at all, sir. Just this annoying journalist. He wanted to go in.
Mind he stays on this side of the wall.
Should I arrest him straight away, sir?
Do you have any reason to do that?
I think he's suspicious,
Yeah,
sir.
the makeup, yeah.
How come he appeared right here?
Leave it up to me. Unfortunately, I have no reason to confiscate it. So the journalist has gone for a ride. And he has the camera with him by complete coincidence, I'm sure.
Dude, I'm not even tabbed out of the game. Why does the cursor just keep fucking up all the time? I guess we talk to him. Ow.
Excuse me, are you with the press?
And you with
Watching
police,
it
if I'm
again
not
on
mistaken.
I see there is no need to pretend anything. So I suppose you will not mind several questions, will you?
Of course not.
What are you doing here so early in the morning?
There's nothing strange about it. I'm working on an article about the funeral of Sir William, which took place yesterday. You know, the nobleman, nicknamed Mad William or something. I bet I won't be the only journalist who'll come here today, so I got up early.
I suppose the family of the deceased is agreeable to that, and that you have their consent?
Inspector, I hope we two are not going to trespass upon each other's patch.
Let me make it clear. I am no inspector.
You could clip it too, you know.
But I'm going to keep a close watch on you. You can count on that. And I am prepared to pressure you if it's necessary.
I accept the challenge. It will be my pleasure to work with you.
Not mine. Big-headed fool. Just wait, I'll show you. Did you know Sir William personally?
No, we never met, thank God.
Tell me, how can you write about someone you don't know?
Inspector, everyone knew Sir William because of what he did during his life. I've talked to plenty of people who ran away from the horror. Trust me, the stories were terrible.
Verified by whom?
The horror of those people's eyes, Inspector. It will convince you more than anything else.
So you're a slacker. Gotcha.
This is leading nowhere. A prostitute in a church would be more credible than him. I could not overlook the machine.
Do you like it? It has 3 gears, the latest technology.
I was talking about the camera you have in that bag.
Oh, that thing. Fairly common type. The picture's caught, it can be easily broken, which is why I had to buy a better bike, to lessen the risk.
And I suppose you have it on you by complete coincidence.
Not at all. I came to take some pictures of a tomb. A particular tomb.
You don't even have enough imagination to think up a lie.
I don't want to insult your intelligence. I still hope we'll come to an agreement and you'll let me in. I can make a famous man of you.
Forget it. Pack your stuff and get away. He's laughing in my face. I've never seen such impudence before. Sir, you have no business here, so please leave.
Don't count on it.
Have you ever seen a prison cell from the inside?
I have. But don't get me wrong, it's nothing to shout about.
Exactly.
Is that supposed to be a threat? You can't arrest me.
I'll do it.
I'll complain.
You can.
I'm not going to leave anyway. The public has a right to know what's going on.
He didn't swallow the bait. He's no amateur. Do you know that man?
I do, sir, unfortunately.
Why the regret?
His name is Nathaniel Forrest. He brings nothing but trouble. I don't know how it's possible, sir, but any time anything happens, he's there. He's like a pain in my neck, sir.
Which newspaper does he write for?
The Courier, sir. A local sheet, nothing special. He publishes a photograph, adds several pages of rubbish, and people swallow it. But in my opinion, sir, serious people never read anything like that.
Is it true, what's said about Sir William?
You mean that Sir William was a beast and a monster? Yes, that is true.
I must confess that I don't know what to think.
Who of us is able to understand God's intention? But I am sure it was not God's will that he came into this world.
What do you mean?
When he was born, it was as if he wasn't one of God's creations. He had a totally lifeless face, and those eyes. Understand me, it is not easy to talk about it.
I understand. Tell me, how did his family cope with it?
It was very difficult, especially for his mother. She just could not bear it, and eventually the strain was such that she took her own life. We had to bury her on the Gallows Hill.
Where is it?
It is a place forgotten by God, a cemetery for suicides.
And what about his father?
He disappeared the night when all the servants left the mansion. And then only William remained with Lady Miriam, his grandmother.
All this just because he had a disfigured face?
No, of course not. When he grew older, strange stories began to be told about him. Once, it was a dead cat in his arms. Once, he was found sitting next to a dead horse. And whenever a maid disappeared, you can easily guess whose work it was said to have been. At that time, his father was still alive and kept the estate together, but that was not to last. The servants revolted, set the house on fire, and fled. His father vanished, and only ruins remained. A sad and tragic story.
I'd like to know more.
You must excuse me, detective, but there is nothing more to say.
Oh, sorry. I don't even know when I muted it. What is Faulty Towers?
The coffin was closed during the whole funeral, is that right?
Yes.
By whose request?
Lady Miriam, the grandmother of the deceased, wished it so.
That's suspicious, don't you think?
I can't understand why.
I think it might have already been empty before the funeral. Perhaps it was Lady Miriam's last attempt to protect her grandson. Everybody hates him. It almost destroyed the family. If he disappeared, he would soon be forgotten about. Lady Miriam might have faked his death in the hope that is what would happen.
Add it to
I
the
am sorry, but this seems rather far-fetched to me. The
to the
absolute
TV show
isolation
section.
and the permanent fear of discovery would be worse than a prison sentence.
As a suggestion.
You're right. But people sometimes
remember.
do desperate things when they have no other choice.
It's a long conversation. with
It's
this guy.
possible that those delinquents tried to break into the church. Perhaps the gravedigger tried to stop them, and so they killed him.
But what do the destruction of the tomb and disappearance of the body have to do with it?
It can be a provocation, or a camouflage. They try to put us off the scent.
I cannot believe it.
We're at the very beginning of the investigation. It's my duty to examine every possibility.
If I can help with anything,
That's a good clip there.
I am at your service.
TikTok.
In that case, I would like to ask you to check the church inventory, just in case something is missing.
Yes, that is a good idea. At least I can make myself useful.
If you find
Yeah,
something
so
out and I'm not
instead
here
of just
anymore,
standing like
send a message
tits on a
to
bowl.
the station.
You can rely on me, Detective. God bless you.
Okay. I wonder if we actually ever go in the church. Doesn't seem like it. At least right now, it doesn't seem that way. What did he write down? Nothing. He did put something in the book, though, right? I wonder, is there another book? I don't know. I don't know if there's a hotkey or anything. We're missing something. He writes stuff, and sometimes it's just nothing. Oh, E also does that. I don't know. 1, 2, 3 buttons. No, doesn't seem like it. Funny that he still hasn't called it in and got in the corner.
The journalist finally gave up, but there's still a strange feeling in my stomach.
He tried calling the chief or whatever, but the chief's out. So apparently only the chief can do that. I don't. Who the hell knows? I said some logic is, you know, you gotta kind of throw it out the window with this game. Where did he go? Yeah, right.
I see Mr. Forrest gave up.
Well, sir, I would think so, only if I didn't know him.
What do you mean?
It wouldn't be in his character to leave so easily, sir.
What else could he do, in your opinion, if you know him so well?
I didn't worry as long as I had him in my sight, but now he might have found another way in. I can watch over the main gate, but the cemetery is too large. I would just like to remind you, sir, that I wanted to go to the station for support.
Thank you for the reminder, but don't worry about that. As for the journalist, he surely realized that it's useless.
He was probably gonna.
If you think so, sir.
Oh.
You are the detective.
It's the other way in, so yeah.
There's just something about it. It's really dubious that he would give up so easily. Blasted gravedigger.
Blasted gravedigger. So go see the gravedigger. I guess that's what that's queuing for. I would assume. There he is. Now he can arrest them.
Stop! Stay where you are! It can't be true. How did he get here?
Doesn't care about that? Alright.
That rascal got what he deserved. I hope he's broken something too. Just you wait. I'll get you.
I was gonna climb it now. But we get rid of the barrel.
He's gone. I wonder how I will explain this to my superiors.
Grab his equipment so he can't do anything with it. That would be my first thing. Shards of glass.
The journalist tried to take as many photos as he could, but he didn't have as much time as I. I think it's high time to return to the police station now. The chief inspector will most likely be back, and he might be interested in what's going on. Some of the pieces are missing. Pity. I could have put them together again.
Like Humpty Dumpty?
An empty coffin and
Come on, cursor.
why shall I strain when I can go around?
Because it saved me time clicking through all the scenes to go back to the camera. That's why. So grab the camera equipment. Can't tell me it'd be stupid to leave without it.
The glass plates are missing, so he must have taken them. He had this all planned.
Oh, okay, so that's that type of camera. Alright. So it's kind of like...
The glass plates are...
Kind of like the camera from Call of Cthulhu.
How many photos did he manage to take? I wasn't away for long. Anyway, he must have known he would lose it. He didn't even try to take it.
Kind of what you just wrote.
I doubt he'll return for it. But I do wonder how many pictures he managed to take with him. Every detail might be important.
Alright, I don't know. Guess we don't have to worry about it. Guess head back to the police station. Talk to the Zabroni and tell him to stay.
It wasn't his fault. Quite the contrary. If I had taken his advice, I wouldn't have to explain to my superiors how the photos of the crime scene got into the newspaper.
I didn't get a choice in that, so that's scripted. Alright.
I think it's high time to return to the police station. The chief inspector.
No, we're going. Relax. This will probably be the last little bit for the evening too, by the way. It's just a little after 5. Get ready to grab some dinner. I thought he said he'd be here. Call him again? Fuck.
Detective Sergeant Briscol. Yes, that's me. Put me through, please. Good day, sir. I have several reports. The tomb of a noble family has been destroyed, but that is not the worst part at all. The body of the deceased Sir William has probably been stolen, and... Exactly, sir. The coffin is empty. Yes, sir, I'm totally aware it is not an ordinary robbery, but I have even more news. The gravedigger was murdered. I tried to call you, but you weren't in. So I went to do the preliminary examination of the crime scene, and I secured some evidence. Yes, sir. Of course, I understand the priorities. But the murder was committed in a very brutal way. The local vicar knows about the incident, but now that you bring it up, I'm afraid an intrusive journalist managed to take a picture of the gravedigger's corpse. I don't know how it happened, but we should be ready to face certain results. The Courier, some local sheet. Of course, I realize that my career depends on that. That's why I'm asking you to entrust the case to me. I won't disappoint you, sir. You can trust me. Thank you very much for your confidence. Goodbye. That was close. That damned journalist will cause nothing but trouble. Brutality attracts people like the light attracts moths. But this is my case, and it's going to be big. And once it erupts, I'll be ready.
With Brian, you never know what's going to happen. He said a deluxe
That's
place.
perfect timing.
It'll be the same with money.
Let's end of
I
chapter
bet he
3.
has none.
Alright, so we'll save it here. As soon as I get a prompt to be able to do so.
After all, it wasn't so bad. I stink like a horse, but I can handle that. Brian, anchor's up. I'm not going to tolerate this anymore. I'll wake him up by firing a cannon if I have to. If I had one.
And you don't. Can I please get the mouse cursor so I can save? Thank you.